With Team of the Year dropping this week, we've got to talk about how the market is going to move with the release of both the men's and the women's Team of the Year. Because in previous years, we've seen how the market does really, really well with meta cards during the promo. They actually all seem to go up, and buying this week tends to be the best move.
If you're looking to buy cheap and reliable FC24 coins, look no farther than my partner FUTLOOT and use my code ELITE, ELYYT, for an extra 6% at checkout.
I've told you guys in previous episodes that Wednesday is kind of the buy point for most of these meta cards, and while I still think that could be true, we have one thing that we have to consider that we've never seen before, and that is the Women's Team of the Year. And of course, with the Women's Team of the Year coming out as well this year, I think a lot of people aren't considering how these cards could potentially be a lot cheaper than the men's cards, but also just as usable. We've seen a couple of cards this year already, like Alex Morgan's base gold card, which was super cheap already from release, because honestly, linking women's cards is much tougher than linking the men's cards, but that Alex Morgan card was very, very good. In fact, the Botcha Road to the Knockout card is still in my club, in my starting 11, and it's probably the best card in my team, or at least it's up there. So these women's cards are absolutely going to be juiced, and it's nothing like we've ever seen before. So there's something called the paradox of predictability. You might have heard John Sims say it on the podcast I do with him, but it's basically where everybody expects it to be cheaper before Team of the Year, and so there's a lot more confidence in buying meta cards before Team of the Year. And if everybody thinks that, then it won't happen. So we've got to be very careful on when we pull the trigger, because with the release of Women's Team of the Year, which is something that has never happened before, could we see something a little bit different? Now, we're going to get into that all throughout today. But guys, we've also got a lot of leaked SBCs. And so when we go and look at all of the saved packs that we have, we know that all of the fodder that we pack in all of our 132 plus saved packs for Team of the Year, even if I don't end up packing any good Team of the Years, which I haven't in a couple of years. My last good Team of the Year that I've packed is honestly Team of the Year Mane a couple of FIFAs ago. But last year we ended up getting Courtois. I think the year before I got the goalkeeper and Ruben Diaz. Not the greatest of Team of the Year pulls, but at least we did get some blues. This year I'm hoping to get a big blue pull. But even if we don't, we do have a couple leaks, as I mentioned, and these are icon SBCs that we're going to be able to craft during Team of the Year, Zico and Cafu. And I'm looking at that Cafu and probably going to add him to my team. Now, I could go out and do the evolution for Kyle Walker, which definitely seems like a pretty good option for me right now. But with Cafu right around the corner, if they price him right, I'm probably just going to go out and craft that SBC. But Zico looking very, very good as well. Now, we of course see this leaked from FIFA Trading Romania. It's backed by Foot Police Leaks. It's probably going to come out during Team of the Year, but they're listed as just normal icons. I'm wondering if they're going to drop any Team of the Year icons as SBCs, and if this Zico and Cafu end up being Team of the Year icons that are actually in SBCs, or if it's just their normal icon like we've seen for so many icons so far this year. Hopefully it's the Team of the Year icon, but it looks like it is just going to be those regular icons. Now, when we look at the men's Team of the Year, these are some of the players that could get in, with Team of the Year Cristiano Ronaldo getting in as the 12th man. But we've actually got some rumors that there's going to be a flashback SBC for Cristiano Ronaldo. And if he gets a flashback SBC, we're probably looking at a different 12th man instead of Ronaldo. Messi, Haaland, Mbappe, I don't think there's really any question about that. Of course, those three are going to be in: Bellingham, Rodri, and then the third midfielder that it looks like it's going to be is going to be De Bruyne. Now, there's been a lot of votes for other midfielders like Odegaard, or I don't know. I voted for Julian Brandt because I'm a Dortmund fan. Of course, he's not getting in. But it looks like the votes are pointing towards De Bruyne. Then on the back line, we have Van Dijk, Ruben Diaz, and Theo Hernandez. I think that's pretty likely. Right back, is probably going to be Alexander Arnold. I'm hoping for Frimpong. I think that would be absolutely awesome, but it's probably going to be Trent Alexander-Arnold. And then Ter Stegen, in my opinion, deserves it the most. I have seen a lot of people vote for Alisson. And then you've got a couple other goalkeepers in the running. So that one's probably pretty questionable. And it's probably the most important one because, hey, that's probably the team of the year that we're all going to pick is going to be the goalkeeper. But when it comes to the team of the year that everybody's going to pack, and we look at goalkeepers, and Mary Earps is almost definitely going to be the women's team of the year, you got to think, well, what links to Mary Earps? Well, you've got Manchester United cards and, of course, English cards. And so cards that are meta and linked to cards that are going to be packed a ton during this week will actually go up even more than other meta cards. So I think looking at some of these team of the years for the women's players, kind of thinking outside the box, which women's players that are usable as metas already in the game link to some of these players, and then which ones would actually go up the most. Now, Mary Earps, of course, links to even players like Rafael Varane, who I think might end up being one of the better investments for team of the year metas. He's right now 318,000 coins, and when you consider he was 400k just a week ago, I could see a very, very big rebound on the horizon for him. Another card I've been looking at is Manuel Locatelli. This card is going to get an upgrade here in the next 48 hours. He's going to go from 88 to 89 rated. And when that happens, I think we're going to see a similar trend to what we saw with Danya Malen. Now look at Locatelli. He's been hovering at about 90,000 coins for the last month. That's what he's been sitting at ever since he went to 88 rated. Now yesterday, he did end up getting his next upgrade as he gets advanced into the knockout rounds, his pro player, respectively, and he spiked all the way to 146k. I think he peaked at like 160 during that hour, and he's come all the way back down to 109,000 coins. So I've actually gone out and bought a couple of these, and the reason for that, and it is risky because we are going in to a team of the year market crash this week, but if we look at Daniel Malen, this card, after he ended up getting advanced into the next round, you saw him go from 30k to 40k. We saw Locatelli go from 90k to over 100k, but then after he got the upgrade, he went up even more. So I think we could probably assume that Locatelli's going to do something similar. Now, if we take a look at the Index 100, right now it's at 47%, which is not that low. I mean, it's under 50%, which means the market is coming down, but not very quickly at all. The market really is chilling. If we take a look at some of the cards we offloaded, like Balde, this card that we invested heavily into at 60,000 coins, we sold at 93k. He's 87 right now. It is lower, but not by a ton. That's no market crash by any means. And I predicted that it would happen on Wednesday and Thursday of this week, right before Team of the Year. It could still happen, but the market really isn't on a downward trend by as much as it has been in previous years. And I think that that is because people are expecting the market to absolutely skyrocket during Team of the Year. So there's a lot more confidence on the market right now. People aren't as scared to buy, which could actually have an effect where this Team of the Year, with the release of the women's team, could actually bring down the market a little bit more. There could be panic actually at the beginning of this promo on Friday. So I'm going to be waiting until we see that market index down below 50% or down below 40%, maybe down below 35%. And I'm going to be patient with these coins that are sitting right there. 9 million coins. Of course, I did tell you guys that I would buy as many 83 rated cards as I possibly could if they hit 900. They did on the day that I was traveling to and from Chicago for an indoor soccer match. So unfortunately, I'm just absolutely not going to do that on the companion app in the car. So hopefully you understand that that is a very valid excuse. And that was the only time that these cards were actually 900 coins. They're back up to 1.3 now. And fodder is still pretty low on 84 and even 85 rated cards, but not nearly as low as it has been. You can see 86s have risen quite a bit. 87s have risen quite a bit. So some of those fodder cards that were super, super cheap a week and 2 weeks ago have started to rise. There definitely is some opportunity still to make coins, but I'm not going to go 9 million deep unless it is a no risk investment. Right now, there is a slight bit of risk, although there's still a ton of upside. And if you have invested, I would hold. But let's talk about Versus Fire 1 and 2. We'll start with 2. These cards go out of packs on Wednesday, by the way. I want to make that very clear that these cards go out of packs Wednesday, which means that there's probably going to be a Team of the Year pre-hype for 48 hours. They're going to hype up Team of the Year. EA are going to do something for Team of the Year during those 48 hours that these cards are not going to be in packs anymore. And so these cards are going to be in packs for less time than normal promos. And when we see that, normally these cards do better out of packs. And given the fact that even though we are not as afraid of this Team of the Year market crash as in previous years, it's still a little bit of a scared market on buying some of these cards. Now, Renard at 57K doesn't look bad. Of course, Rodri's probably going to get a Team of the Year card himself, so not a lot of people are buying that one. And then Rashford is a really big card, but considering you're going to have, 95, 96, 97 plus rated wingers next week, well, not a lot of people are probably buying these 90 rated cards. So you're going to see a lot of these cards pretty cheap right now in comparison to what they're going to be in about 2 weeks. Look at these prices right now, compare them back in 2 weeks from now. Once we start February, come back to this video and they're going to be much more expensive. That's my prediction on all of these meta cards. And if we look at the ice cards right here, Renard even cheaper at center defensive mid and center mid, 42,000 coins, 89 rated. You got to consider 89 rated cards are 32K at their lowest. So, I mean, she's only 10K above fodder price right now. And with those links, given the fact that there's probably going to be some women's cards that actually get links to Renard as well, that's a card that I've got my eyes on. And then obviously Rashford, João Felix, and Rudiger. Even Tomori could actually be a shout. But these are all solid cards to invest in just based on the timing of the promo and the fact that they go out of packs a little bit sooner than any other promos we've seen. Now, Neymar, this is coming back down. This is what we expected. A little bit of a rise immediately out of packs, almost up to 3.6 mil. He's coming down. He's down under 3.3. Maybe there is a little bit of panic setting in as we enter Tuesday on some of these versus Team 1 cards, but again, we haven't seen the market crash yet. So for you guys that are waiting to spend your coins, the answer to when to buy is not yet. Wait until the panic sets in. It's definitely not there yet. So having your coins liquid right now means that you're going to have more buying power as these days go by. That 9 million coins right there is going to be worth more in a couple of days than it is right now. So keep that buying power, stay liquid for the most part, and wait for that opportunity to arise. I mentioned the Team of the Year icons earlier in this video. Well, here are the cards that you're going to see in packs during this Team of the Year promo for icons, including huge cards like Ronaldo and Mia Hamm. You pack either of those, you are a rich man. Best, Sawa, Mataus, and Xavi. Also some pretty good cards. I actually packed a Team of the Year Xavi. It was either last year or the year before, and it was actually a very, very good card. You've got Lam, Ferdinand, Vieira, Cech, Ribéry, and Essien finishing out that squad. That's going to be a very, very good promo in itself. Of course, it's going to be out at the exact same time as the other Team of the Year cards. When we saw this last year, the Team of the Year icons that got released on day one did so well out of packs because they just skyrocketed pretty much after the second hour. When we see these packs get open, and we'll go back to FIFA 23 and look at one of these cards. David Beckham was released on day one with those forwards like Messi, Mbappe, I think it was Benzema last year. So this David Beckham card, if you look at that first day, you can see he was 2.5 million coins and rose all the way up to 3 mil and then just kept going up out of packs. By February, he was 4 million coins. And what I want to say about that first dot right at the beginning, this first dot, Friday, January 20th, when Team of the Year dropped, it doesn't tell you the whole story because this card was under 2 million coins about an hour after release. Because you think about when people are opening packs and a lot of people who saved packs will rip them open right away. But as the night goes on, less and less packs are getting opened. So all of the supply came out right at the beginning, but the demand, of course, was going to stay the same, if not rise, throughout the couple of days. And given the fact that this Team of the Year icon specifically went out of packs with the attackers, well, you saw that card absolutely boom, up to 3 million coins. So when we get the Team of the Year release on Friday, look over the first 2 hours to pick up a big Team of the Year icon and sell it later into the night. And you might make yourself, an investment of 2 million coins and come out with 2.8 or 3 million coins in just one night. This is unprecedented. It happens once or twice a year like this in Team of the Year. Given how big the promo is and how many people save packs for it, gives you the perfect opportunity for a Friday flip. But it happens earlier on Friday than ever before in any other time in the year. But that's it for today's video. If you made it to the end, guys, go ahead and comment Team of the Year hype down below. Of course, you guys can check out FUTLOOT if you need any coins for this promo. And I've got a big video coming out for Team of the Year here in 2 days as well. So make sure you hit that subscribe button, drop a like on the video, and I'll see you guys then. Peace out.